Oh, hey, morning guys. Today's episode, we're going to talk about the power steering and the 1.6 16 valve engine upgrade, the power, and my thoughts on it. Welcome back to Fabbin Adventures, guys. So like I said in the previous videos when I did the power steering and the 16 valve engine swap, when I did the 1.6 16 valve engine swap, I said I would do a my thoughts video. Today's the thoughts, and what better way to do it than pull my jet boat down to the river, put it in, check for a leak on it, but at the same time it's a good test of power and using the power steering, because you know, backing it into water and whatnot, the steering will be back and forth on the rocks. So let's head down to the river and see what the thoughts are on the power steering and the 1.6 16 valve engine swap. Yeah, it pulls this thing along with ease, boy. It's heads and shoulders above the 1.3 so far with my initial evaluation here. Wow, it's like I'm hardly even stepping on the throttle, and I'm doing 80 kilometers an hour. It's awesome. I can't wait to get this bad boy on the highway and see what it really does. Alright, let's see how she does on the highway here. Awesome. There's 80 kilometers an hour already. What a difference. Man, I wish I would have did this swap a long time ago. It's a crazy difference in power. And drivability. Like, I'm easily holding 100 kilometers an hour or 62 miles an hour in fourth gear at about 4,200 RPM, it looks like. Now I'm not going to attempt to use fifth gear because, well, fifth gear's overdrive. It's not really meant for pulling. I probably could use it though on the downhills and the flats. But it's holding 62 mile an hour or 100 kilometers an hour. No problem, even with this slight incline and pulling the jet boat. It's awesome. Well worth doing this swap. Wow, so that was impressive. Easily did 100 kilometers an hour down the highway. I should have did this swap a long time ago. I should have never bothered with the turbo. That's crazy. And this was cheaper. It was cheaper by at least half of what the turbo swap cost me. It's nuts. Crazy high range. And I can back up and lug like that in high range. It's awesome. Look at this power steering though. And it's the way to go. Loving it. Makes doing this stuff so much easier. The 1.3 would have easily stalled out trying to do that in high range. There's no way I would have lugged like that in reverse. Well worth it. If you guys are on the fence of doing a 1.3 turbo or just doing the 1.6 swap, especially the 1.6 16 valve swap, do the swap. It's cheaper, it's more reliable, it starts better in cold weather. I mean, it's gonna start in cold weather. My 1.3 turbo, it didn't start worth a crap. Once it got to minus 10, minus 15, forget it. You wouldn't get that thing started. And here I'm pulling uphill with a jet boat on. And it's pulling her like no problem. No overheating troubles. Lots of down low lugging. Lots of top end pulling. In my personal opinion, the way to go, especially for us up in Canada. The turbo and the motorcycle carburetor just is not meant for cold weather. Not the turbo, but that motorcycle carburetor is just not meant for cold weather. This thing, you just get in, you turn the key, it fires up, hits fast idle, idles down, just like it should, just like any fuel injected car should do. Reliability is going to be there. This is just a stock 1.6 16 valve Suzuki engine. I like pulling up this hill in a headwind, and I'm actually holding speed. I was gaining speed for a little bit there, but I got a bit of a headwind here today. If you guys are on the fence about doing a 16 valve swap, there's no question, in my personal opinion, it's way better, way more reliability. It's just all around the way to go. Knowing this now, I would never do that 1.3 turbo. And I wish I wouldn't have done it in the first place. This is a cheaper swap, cheaper power per dollar, just by finding yourself a donor, pulling the motor, pulling the wiring harnesses, get your wiring harnesses modified by Trail Tough or whoever, somebody that knows what they're doing, get them to do it. You can buy the motor mounts and the 1.6 adapter plate, and she's a direct swap. You stick in there, she's plug and play. You add a few power wires for your ECM, hook all your sensors up with your harness, fire it up and go. And I'm still using the 1.3 radiator, an aluminum radiator that I had in this Suzuki from the beginning. If you look back at some of my older videos, you'll see when I put that aluminum radiator in. So it's about as direct a swap as you can get. It's not hard to do. Well worth it, well worth it. Oh, we found a leak. It was in one of the bolt holes where I had ground out the bottom of the boat for some clearance, and it's got a slow leak. Other than that, I don't see any leaks. And the Zook backed her in like no problem. That power steering is awesome, one-handed. So let's pull her out. So the power of the 16 valve is no doubtably better than the 1.3 turbo. Mine was tired, so given that, you know, it's close, but there's definitely more lugging power and more top end pulling power for sure in the 16 valve. And the power steering, I mean, it's power steering. It makes it easy to do maneuvers that are relatively hard to do with the standard steering. I mean, I could back that boat in the water with one hand. There's no way you could do that before. And it's the ticket, so we'll see how it lasts. So we'll see how it holds up to heat and water and the other elements that are going to hit that power steering motor. I did put the power steering ECM under the dash, so that shouldn't deal with any water and it should be good. What a beauty day down by the river. I wish the motor was in. I wish I could take her for a rip, but it's the way she goes. So if you guys are enjoying this content, go ahead, subscribe, share, like, hit the bell to be notified. Give me a thumbs up. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's at Fabbin_Adventures. Look in the description below for a link to my store where you can pick up shirts and hoodies and help support the channel. And we'll catch you guys next Friday. See you guys.